My grandparents grew tobacco. Uh, Here in Kentucky, a lot of folks call it Baccer. So he had a Farmall 140 and a tobacco setter that matched up to it. So anytime we needed to plant tobacco, we had to use that tractor with that setter because the Farmall 140 did not have a 3-point hitch. So in order to use the backer setter, that's what we had to do. The Farmall 140 was made from 1958 to 1967, I think it was. Might be off a couple years too. But he probably had it anywhere between 1958 and 1960, I guess. My dad says he doesn't remember a time when they didn't have that tractor. So my aunt and uncle had their own farm, and they wanted to grow backer on it. So they had to borrow the backer setter and the tractor. And most of the time they used my grandfather. I said used, they didn't use him. They got him to help, however that was. But anyways, he would drive the tractor and they would sit on it. Now, that old backer setter was not like modern backer setters. I don't even know if they have those anymore because since the early 2000s, you don't see nearly as many people growing backer in Kentucky as you used to. Used to damn near everybody raised backer who had a place to raise it. There's probably not a person my age who hasn't worked in backer. So when I was about 8, somewhere in there, and my cousin Timothy was probably 4, maybe 5, somewhere in there, we were just hanging out while my aunt and uncle were planting backer. They were riding on the backer setter and my grandfather was driving the tractor. We were just hanging out. This is the same cousin I've beaten the head with a lunchbox for speech therapy, by the way. And my cousin, he just hauls off and throws a bolt, like a nut and bolt thing, a bolt. Hits me in the head. He's standing up on a wagon, and he threw it and hit me in the head. Well, that hurt like a son of a bitch. So I yanked him off that wagon and just grabbed him into a head. I started beating his in the head. Well, my grandfather didn't see. He didn't see my cousin throw a bolt and hit me in the head. He just saw me beating my cousin in the face. So all of a sudden I hear that tractor throttle down, and all of a sudden I hear my granddad say, "Yeah, what the hell are you doing?" And I thought I was going to get my ass beat by my grandfather. Now, I never did get an ass whooping from my granddad. I was, most of the time, very good. He was my dad's dad. And I knew what kind of ass whooping my dad would give. So, I didn't want an ass whipping from my grandfather. My cousin Timothy, though, I think he's the only person to ever get an ass whooping from my grandfather, as far as the grandkids go. Me, amongst my cousins and my sister, I think he's the only one to get an ass whipping from my grandfather. He would test the limits. I did get an ass whipping from my grandmother one time. It wasn't nothing that I did, my sister did it. My grandmother had somebody bought her this perfume that stunk. And she knew it stunk. That's why she kept it upstairs. It was a gift, though. She didn't want to get rid of it. People don't think... people like my grandmother thought if it was a gift, you don't get rid of it. So she kept it upstairs. Well, my sister, she just poured that perfume all over the upstairs. She thought, well, this stuff smells funny. Look. And she just poured a little dab here all over the upstairs. Well, next thing I know, my grandmother was standing right behind us, and we had no clue. And she jerked a knot in both our asses. This is the only time I ever got my ass whipped by my grandmother. My cousin Timothy, he'd get whooped with a fly swatter by my grandmother often. Now, she's my grandmother. Grandparents typically hate whipping the grandkids' asses. I'm a grandfather now, and I hope I never have to whip my grandkids' asses. Yeah, as grandparents, you get to spoil the shit out of your grandkids. It's fun. Hey, Grandpa, can I do this? Well, hell yeah, you could do that, unless it's dangerous or something. And then, hey, Mom said no. Mom said no. That way, Grandpa's never the bad guy, right? But yeah, my cousin Timothy, he pushed her patience quite often. Now, she didn't whoop him a lot, but I do believe she kept that fly swatter handy for when he needed it, I guess. There was one other time, though, I got my ass whooped and I didn't deserve it. I got my ass whooped plenty of times and I deserved it. But that one time with my grandmother, I don't think I deserved it. Miss Steve was the one. That's my sister. She was the one pouring perfume all over the upstairs and making it smell like a French whorehouse, that my grandmother said. She said it makes my whole upstairs smell like a French whorehouse. One time, we was living in this house that the only bedroom in that whole house that had a door on it was my parents' house, my parents' bedroom. This house was old and it had wood burning heat, and of course it had no air conditioning. Who ever heard of that, right? Hell, you had to walk through my bedroom to get to the bathroom. This house didn't have indoor plumbing when it was built. You could tell the bathroom was added on, and so people had to walk through my bedroom to get to the bathroom. So the only bedroom that had a door on it was my parents. And the rule was, you don't go in there unless you're invited. That means if Mom and Dad wasn't in there, you better stay the hell out. And one time, we were invited in there. Mom and Dad was just having a lazy Saturday morning. They didn't sleep very long. And we was in there hanging out. And my sister, she got to messing around with this lamp. This antique lamp that my parents got for their anniversary. And my dad said, if you mess around and break that lamp, I'm going to whoop your ass, talking to my sister. So, all right. So, I don't know, 3 days later, somewhere in there, my dad's going to work, and my mom's outside doing something. I don't know what she was doing, I can't remember. And so, the bedroom door was open, and my sister walked on in. And I knew, you don't go in there unless you're invited. They wouldn't even send us to, hey, go in my bedroom and get this for me. No way. They were going to be in there. You didn't go in there unless they were in there, and you had to be invited. Well, she goes in there. Well, there was a threshold of carpet. There was a carpet that was different kind in the living room where the wood burning stove was, and the different carpet in their bedroom. And I'm like, you better get out of there. You're going to get caught. You're going to get your ass whipped. And she just starts messing around, and guess what she did next? She done broke that lamp. The lamp that you're going to get your ass whipped if you broke. Well, just as soon as she broke that lamp, my mom comes walking in the house. She hears that crash. And I'm like, I'm innocent. I'm good to go. I'm safe. And she comes in there, and I'm like, just looking scared because I know an ass whip is fixing to happen. And she said, where's my belt? Well, I didn't want my ass whipped, so I thought it'd be helpful. I said, here's mine. And she whooped my ass with it. Whooped my ass with my own belt. And she whooped my sister too. But that was a couple occasions where I got my ass whooped and didn't deserve it. Like I said, there was plenty of times I got my ass whipped and I did deserve it. But yeah, that happened.